pricing, what marketing materials there are, and then how we offer training for all of the above. So, one of the best solutions on the market today is the newest and greatest introduction by Dormakaba, the Sapphire LX series. The perhaps largest strength of this series is that it has many, many standard capabilities across all the lines. The lines being Mortise, lever only, Deadbolt, interconnect, and panic. Effectively, we have one solution, one hardware solution that can manage every single access opening within your development, within any multifamily development. And when added in with our sister company KeyScan and some of our online capabilities, we can also bring in hardlined as well as garage entry, gate entry, and things like that. So every lock will becomes toggle capable. So in layman's terms, toggle is the function that a resident would have to turn around and lock the door behind them. A deadbolt is toggle. You present your credential, turn around, turn the thumb throw, that's toggling the lock. That function is capable across all of our lines. Specifically, this comes into play with Mortise. Mortise has the ability to either be toggled or not toggle. So in thinking of Mortise in terms of a hotel lock, all of us have had the situation where the door has shut behind you and your credential is still inside on the desk and the door locks behind you. We can do that if a safety feature is requested, or we can turn that off within the Mortise. Okay? Every single lock we make within this series is no touring, which means that you do not have to go to the door to take a credential out if somebody moves out or loses a credential. You can provide a new credential, and that credential will then remove the prior, which is first in, last out. All locks have BLE included in that they are BLE capable. You do not have to use the BLE to function the lock. All of our locks have the largest LED lighting indicators on the market. Kind of hard to see here, but around the edge of the black Lexan front, you will have a light, either green, yellow, or red. On top, the top left Mortise, you can kind of see the green a little bit. It will be green for access permitted, red for access denied, or yellow, which indicates that there's a programming going on, or there is something that needs to occur to the lock for it to function correctly, okay? All of our locks are completely sealed in that they are exterior rated, and all contain a contactless reader, meaning that you do not have to present any device to the lock, touch the lock, for them to function. That is capable both through credential, fob, key fob card, or mobile device. So in terms of the Mortise, you'll see that there are two different sizes up on the top left. That is because there is an electronic override, which means that if a lock was to go dead or something to occur on the inside of the lock, keeping it from function, you can override that lock with a cable. You can charge it. You can use a credential that's been authorized to get in, gain entry. You also have a mechanical override, which is the one on the left. It's a bit longer in stature in that the cylinder comes up from the bottom. If you'll notice that the shank on the lever is taller on the one on the right, that is because from underneath there is a cylinder built in there. A unique design for certain, one we've had great feedback from. One of the concerns that many of our partners expressed is that, hey, if I have a hard key override, I don't want somebody to be able to stick something in it overtly. We don't want somebody to see it. It's not very attractive. So what we did is we integrated it from the bottom of the lock, which keeps it very aesthetically pleasing. Okay, next slide, please, Jill. Scalable. This series of locks, again, as I said before, we can connect exit devices and then through our partners within our company, parking gates, electronic access at any time, and we can expand your control as your community expands. So if you had one building on a property and then later on the second building came online, we have the very unique ability to add all of those doors that you have added in, all of those residences, all of those gates into one complete system. We are scalable for future growth, and that's very, very important, especially as these compounds have been growing. We've gone from single properties to secondary and third properties. Jill's pushing me on. In terms of maintenance cost, right, so every lock we have that is standalone uses 3 AA batteries. We recommend that you use a Energizer or Duracell battery. We find that the life is a little bit more expected on those locks in that they don't drop off very quickly. They kind of allow you to ease into battery drainage. Okay, so we expect 2 years plus under normal operations, and we do have a low battery indicator. And this will also, we don't use motorized deadbolts at this point. Okay, the reason that we do that is that when doors settle or don't close all the way, you don't get firm security. What we do is we ask that you have intent to lock your door as residents, unless, again, you have the toggle mode disabled within your Mortise lock. That lock will lock behind you, but it does that mechanically and not through powered motors, okay? So at this point, we are not going to ensure latching through motorized deadbolts. We are using third-party integrations. We are working with several third-party integrators that allow for automation. We know that this is a big buzzword within the industry, and we have been working diligently through some API sharing through to many of the leading automation platforms out there, as well as the PMS platforms, Yardi, RealPage, those folks. So as we start to see more connectivity within the apartment buildings themselves and allowing ride share and deliveries into the apartments themselves, we are positioned with this series to allow integrations to those parties that we find or are recommended to strengthen the ability of the property to rent units, okay? The Sapphire series is controlled offline by the Community Access Control Management software. This software is based off of SafeLock's award-winning hospitality software. It is extremely intuitive. It is designed specifically for multifamily. It's learned what it needed to learn for the efficiencies from hospitality and brought the ease of use into multifamily. All of us have stayed at hotels, and when you check in to the desk, you get your key card in about 1 minute or less. This is where we're going. This is what we've achieved with the Community Access Control. It's very user-friendly, very quick. It exports audit trails, and it is really a great software. We've gotten great reports back on it, okay? Again, integrates with third-party systems. That's your automation, your energy management, your leak detection, things like that. It simplifies operations through the efficiencies of allowing you to manage dog walkers. You can manage guests, and then it is compatible with all RFID electronic locks made by Dormakaba, and also with all of our readers for multi-floor controllers. So we do have readers that bind into elevators, main entries, common areas, and things like that. So where you have the ability to use a reader and an electric strike, we have the same integration pathway managed by community access. Getting into some of the lock features, here you can kind of see the LED up top on this one. It is an ANSI grade case. Folks that have knowledge of hardware will appreciate the ANSI 1 1/4 grade case. It comes with a standard deadbolt which locks from the inside of the unit when you are there, consider hotels, and it comes with an automatic deadbolt. When the safety pick at the bottom of that lock on your left, the edge of the door, that bottom pyramid triangle shaped piece is pushed in, the auto deadbolt will throw, giving you that sense of security. Door thicknesses 1 3/8 to 2 1/2. We rarely see anything larger or thicker than that. And our certifications are second to none. Grade 1, Florida Building Code, right? So windstorm and hurricane zone, which is very important if you're building down in the southeast. We've seen more and more of that. That is something you should absolutely expect from here on in on any southeastern built property. And then we are UL 10C and ULC 10 S410 10.4. So all of the expected high coded certifications. Secondarily to the Mortise is our lever only. Now our lever only, if you do student housing, you could see this being utilized on bedrooms, for example, or back of house where in a hotel or in a multifamily situation where only maintenance or staff is going to be gaining entry. This does not have a deadbolt. It is a single board, it is cylindrical, and it has a latch, okay? Again, 2 3/8, 2 3/4. It's non-adjustable. We need to know it's 2 3/8 or 2 3/4. We're working on that. I understand that that is a bit of a concern, but we are working on that. It's tested to grade 1, again, Florida certification, and 10C ULCS 10.4. Again, as equally as stringent as a Mortise, but in a cylindrical bore, and a great option for bedrooms and back of house where no deadbolt is required. We are one of the only companies that offers that, again, to be utilized with the same credentials. So as you have a credential entering into the front door, the amenity area, your residence, and then maybe a bedroom, or in terms of student housing, maybe into a suite and then your bedroom, we have a capable lock for all those with the same credential, which we feel sets us apart. No one else has this specific lock. Okay. The deadbolt, which we are seeing a very large uptick. We are, we're keeping up with orders, but they are just coming in hot and heavy, which we're very proud of. Again, it's an electronic deadbolt, as you know, contactless. You don't have to touch the lock at all. It is obviously no touring, as we were, and first in, last out in terms of network on card. Again, door thickness as the same, up to 2 1/2 inches. One of the interesting pieces of this deadbolt in the way that it was designed and is unique to it alone is that it has a vertical and horizontal mounting orientation capability. When you have an ADA requirement, which calls for a deadbolt to be a specific or a limited number of inches off of the ground so that folks in wheelchairs, for example, can reach, you often have a safety deadbolt as opposed to a Charlie bar or a chain implemented above the deadbolt. When you have a large escutcheon for an electronic lock, which they all do because we're packing in electronics and lights and all that good stuff, many times that escutcheon will hit into the bore and specifically the lock escutcheon on the safety deadbolt. We have the unique ability to mount that deadbolt sideways or horizontally without impacting rotation or functionality of the lock whatsoever. This allows you to use a safety deadbolt and an electronic access control with hitting ADA. Something to keep in mind, especially if you get into retrofit features that have an existing mechanical deadbolt and a safety deadbolt above it. And when you put the electronic deadbolt, you'll notice that it hits. We have the ability to turn sideways. Great feature. Again, we're pending on the windstorm. We are grade 2. We're pending on the windstorm because we know that that's very, very important. We are currently 20-minute, and we're pending on the 90-minute. We hope to have that within the next 7 to 14 days, potentially. And then we test to UL10C and S10-4, which is the standard. Again, we know that as the one motion egress becomes more prevalent out there, many builders and many owners are moving towards the conservative positioning of interconnected locks on their doors so that they can provide the one motion egress. They don't even want to take a chance with a deadbolt and a secondary safety deadbolt and a lever below it. They would rather have the ability to hit the lever once and get out should the kitchen or something else be on fire, something like that. Now, if the door has been bored with cylindrical holes, they can't really use a mortise without buying a new door or boring out that entire door, which is very costly. So interconnect has been starting to be widely adopted as standardization. So again, the deadbolt portion is contactless, okay? No tourings, obviously, the same as prior, as we said. That's again, a feature that's shared through mortise, lever, deadbolt, and now interconnect. On the spacing between the deadbolt and the lever, what we have found and what the industry has put forth is that there are generally 2 spacings required, 4-inch and 5.5 on center. We offer both. We are not adjustable. That has to be ordered either 4-inch or 5.5. Again, 2 3/4 to 2 3/8 back sets, non-adjustable on the lower, adjustable on the deadbolt. We are working on that, trust me. Both square and radius corners. And again, you'll see the certifications kind of follow through. We're pending on the windstorm, 20-minute, working on 90, UL10C and S10-4. The levers and finish that we provide. Again, a fairly wide range of levers. I won't bore you with the names. You can read them there. We do have return to door. We have a return to door that is kind of basic in the industry, which is the Troy, which we kind of compare to the hockey stick. Many have that. And then we have some that are a little bit more stylized. The Continental's a little more stylized for return to door. And then Gala is also a return to door, but often not enough. All right, we have to make sure that we come within a very specific measurement to the door so that the fire hoses don't get hung up. Sometimes the Gala hits that, depending on municipality. Sometimes it doesn't. But the Vaughn, the Essen, and the Apogee also offer you some better stylized choices for lever design. Again, standard finishes: satin chrome, bright chrome, black chrome, which we see starting to take up, satin nickel, which is most of what you see out there today, but is slowly starting to change over, and then the oil rub bronze, which was kind of gaining traction a few years ago. That black chrome is really neat. If you haven't seen it, we'd suggest you stop by one of our booths when you're at a show with us. And then additional, something that is unique to the Dormakaba Saffire series is that the coating on the exterior and interior housings can be changed. This isn't the metal fascia, but the black Lexan piece that's on the front can be black, white, or gray. So if you can imagine ordering a black chrome block with a gray fascia paste, looks really interesting. So now we can get kind of the designer's input if they want to kind of separate their position off in the market. Okay. Credentials. We offer a very wide variety of credentials, more than our competition does. We offer fobs, wristbands, mobile access, and RFID cards, the full gamut, right? So if you have a multifamily property that says, I want to make a wristband for all of my guests to wear. If you're a guest, you don't get a fob, you get a wristband. That kind of identifies you. We have folks that do that, and we can do that. We are MyFair Classic, MyFair Plus, easy to use, hard to lose, right? That's kind of the way we look at some of these. And there you go. We can, I think that enough on the credentials. The mobile credential, again, as we said before, the BLE is out of the box ready on all of these locks and ready to go. It allows the residents to use any smart device. It doesn't have to be a phone, but a smart device that has Wi-Fi capability to receive access. There are no yearly fees. There are no yearly fees assigned to this at all. This isn't a software as a service model. We treat our mobile credentials as regular credentials. They are no different in our eyes. As dealers, they can mark up as they would a regular fob, and that would satisfy the need for your mobile credential. So this is a real true channel ownership of mobile credentials. Effectively, what that means is we have ownership of the folks that provide the mobile device credential application. So we own Legic. They are the folks that institute the usage of mobile credentials. So for us, it's one channel. We don't use Amazon Web Services or anything else like that. So we own that capability, which adds another layer of security for you. Okay, Joe. Exit devices, right? They're going to be available in early May, right? Generally, just satin chrome is what we have found is wanted out there. Available both in exit only and master key override as well. Standard widths, standard door prep, again, hitting exactly what you need. With exit devices, these are, again, battery-powered exit devices. These are nothing unusual in terms of what the market desires. They hit all of the standard requirements, okay? In terms of pricing, so the Sapphire Mortise and lever only are both $629.50. Starting at, again, with Mortise, that's where it starts. If you have some unique needs for a Mortise latch, the price would be adjusted from there. The Deadbolt is $315. The interconnect $525, and the panic is $900. In terms of the projects that we focus on or we expect to be utilized with this product line, new construction, again, retrofit, large to small, access control for resident and common areas. I mean, this it can fit where you need it to, and I think that's expected at this time. In terms of ordering, you need to contact your local multi-housing sales representative, and we can get that list out to you should you request it from Jill. You can reference our latest multi-housing price list, which is online. And then our website, our multi-housing website, has a lot of great features to it and videos. This is the multi-housing sales group as it stands today. This is always in flux, and we know that there are some regions out there that need to be pared down quite a bit, and we are in the process of arranging that. But we do have coverage wherever you may be. Please reach out if you need any one of us to come out. Marketing material, obviously, we have exactly what has been requested by the industry, by the market. Spec sheets for architectural and sales kits. We have demo kits available when you're needing them. We can provide those to you. Web pages and install guides as needed, as requested. And then obviously you can watch a couple of videos if you're interested. And I believe we even have some on YouTube if you want to go to YouTube and search that. Okay. Customer support is our legacy safe lock. We do have live support and service plans. Should you want to have a service plan dedicated just to you, and you have a person that is dedicated just to your platform, we have service plans available, and we can get you a quote out on what that would be. Obviously, we do have web support. Who doesn't these days? And then we do have training professionals out there. Dormakaba is one of the few companies out there that does offer training at site, or even for instructor-led training for distributors. We've had several of our classes. Here you're seeing two, and it's hands-on, right? It's fee-based, and when you pay the fee, we're going to get you software, a lock, all of the training materials, all of the programming materials and cables and things that you need to really hit the ground running. It's about 2.5 days of pure learning about this product and about the software, installation, obviously. So it's a quarterly planned training course. The next one is April 30th to May 2nd in Boston, and I think that we're full on that. We will be announcing the next several trainings soon. Keep a lookout for that. We'll put that on our website. It is first come, first serve, and we limit it. Actually, we have so many requests to get this training and understand the product that we have to ask people to please go to the next one. And it's a great problem to have, but we've been getting great reviews, and it's been wonderful to do. So that being said, we wanted to keep it short and sweet. I hit about the half-hour mark on the nose. If you have any questions, you can either type in, you can ask, and we'll do our best to answer them. And we appreciate it. We do believe that Sapphire LX is the first multifamily solution that provides you every door access on your property. It's the next evolution in the Safe Lock and Dormakaba solution, we really have we've worked hard to make this right. So any questions, please let us know here. Okay, I guess any questions, Jill?
No questions have come in the queue.
Well, then I will give a couple of minutes back to everyone's day. Thank you all for attending. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop a line to Jill or myself or anyone at Dormakaba Multi-Housing, and we'd be happy to get back to you.
And we will be sending out the PowerPoint presentation and recorded webinar to everyone tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.